Okay, so welcome to Andrea Rossi. We met last month in Italy, but now we have a chance to have a Skype interview. How are you, Andrea?
Very well, thank you. Always well.
Good. Um, First of all, I just wanted to ask how satisfied you were with the demonstration that you did in Latina in September.
Well, I say we because I refer also to my team. We are very satisfied for that. And also for the, the important things that are happening after that demonstration.
What was your goal in putting on the demonstration?
To give a proof of the fact that the ECAT works as described in our data sheet.
And what has been the response so far from people who have observed the demonstration, online or in person?
95% very positive, 5% negative.
And how about from your perspective as a business? What has been the maybe say the commercial response?
Very high.
So, what would you say would be the next step for you?
But the next step is that we are making agreements. And as soon as we reach the target of 1 million pieces, 1 million modules, um, surely pre-ordered. I say surely because many pre-orders that we receive are fake, and we have to cancel them after verification. But I think that we are going very well toward this target. After it, we already have prepared all the manufacturing system.
So, could you tell us a little bit about how fast it will take for you to build up manufacturing capacity? Once you decide to go, how long will it take for you to manufacture the, let's say, million pre-orders?
Everything is ready, so that the gap between the decision to go and the go will be in the order of some week.
Okay. Which parts of the world will be served by your manufacturing?
All the world.
And is the manufacturing in going to be distributed or is it a central location?
No, the manufacturing will be distributed, but we have now three places that are ready to start.
Okay. Um, so when a person receives, let's say they receive a 100-watt ECAP module, which is one of your uh,
Yes.
products, how easy would it be to use that as a generator in terms of what will there be additional components required or technical knowledge required in order to make it useful?
Now it will be, of course, it depends. If you talk of, we are talking of one module, so of a very normal average application. In that case, you just have to turn it on and it works. And
Okay.
we go with a manual, of course, um, in which very simple and effective instructions will be included.
Will now I know you've mentioned, and I don't quite fully understand it, but you've mentioned on your Journal of Nuclear Physics that, for example, if you are charging a battery with the ECAT, there needs to be some kind of interface between the ECAT and the battery. Is that correct?
Yes, and as you have seen, because you were there, and as you have seen in the Latina race track, that between the cat and the electric and the battery of the Twizy, the Renault Twizy, there was a complex electronic system, and but that is a special application. So a guy that buys a module of 100 watts is not going to at the most he is going to charge a battery, a domestic battery,
Yeah.
a normal 12 volt, 12 volts battery that you can find everywhere. In that case, the customer must be well aware if the battery has the BMS, the battery management system, has many. For example, the batteries of the cars have a BMS, and if the battery has not a BMS,
Mm-hmm.
it is necessary either that the customer now and again goes to check the voltage of the battery until it is full. For example, a battery of 12, a normal domestic battery of 12 volts, it is fully charged when you read at 13 volts, 1 volt more or less. And so, in either the customer when he charges a battery that does not have the battery management system, either he takes a look every interval that depends on the charging ampere hours of the battery. So we can also give example that to charge a battery with 10H at AH, attention, the AH of every battery is written upon the battery. And where there is written, for example, 3 volts or 12 volts, at the side of this is always written uh, XAH, which are ampere hours.
Okay.
At this point, you make the multiplication of volts by ampere hours, and you have the watts. That is the power of the battery. At this point, uh, uh, you know how much watts is your battery. You know how much watts per watt hour per hour gives the ECAT. At that point, if the ECAT, for example, if the ECAT is an ECAT with 100 watts and the battery is a battery of, say, 10 watts, the charge after 6 months, the charge will be full, will be the SOC, we say the state of charge will be 100% or 98, 99. If the battery has 12 volts and 10 and 10 AH in 1 hour, sorry, in 1 hour and I think 10 minutes, it will be ready. So the customer will have, once he knows that it takes 1 hour, for example, to charge the battery, after 50 minutes, he must control. After 1 hour, he goes and disconnects the cat and the battery is full. We obviously, we are talking of recharging batteries.
Yes.
It is obligatory that recharging our batteries writes in the body volts and ampere hours, because the watts must be well known, otherwise they become dangerous when you recharge them. Unless, as happens in most times, the appliance that works at the voltage of the cat has an automatic control system that disconnects the appliances from the cat, and automatically the cat will stop because it is just a circuit that gets open. And when a circuit is open, it shuts down everything. Uh, the applier, the receiver of electricity, and the supplier of electricity.
So, in other words, then um, you need to check to see if your battery has a BMS. That's the first step.
That's the first. The second step, if it has no problem, you have no problem at all. You just connect the cat, and automatically the BMS will disconnect. And if it has not a BMS, you must even write to us. We will have a dedicated service. Um, or either you call us and we tell you that that model of Ikete has so many watts, and so your battery read, because it is obviously a recharging battery, because no recharging batteries do not put the AH because they have not to be recharged. The rechargeable batteries, and then we will send them, okay, X time if Y equals zero, from which derives that your battery we will full in 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever. That's it. And the client will know that after that time, that critical time, it is before the critical time, they must take out, disconnect manually.
Okay.
To disconnect
Um,
manually, you have a switch in the cat.
Now, of course, there are many products that do not include batteries. Um, so,
Yes.
for example, a lamp, a heater,
In that case, there are no problems. All you need is an inverter that goes from DC to AC
okay.
with
Um,
the necessary power.
so, what I know that you've mentioned that you're planning to do some other demonstrations.
The question is when.
What and when? What kind of demonstrations and when do you think you might do them?
Well, we are working to prepare them. I prefer not to give dates, otherwise
Right.
uh, the usual mess. But when we will be ready, we will say. But it will be, of course, it will not be a car. The next demonstration will be with a heater, and so the demo will be by exclusively by streaming.
Okay.
As we had made a couple of years ago,
Yep.
had to stop for the fire. No, 1 year, since 1 year ago, when we had to stop with for the fire.
So, and it sounds like it would be less preparation for you compared to the electric vehicle to demonstrate a heater.
Yes, of course, because the battery of an electric vehicle is extremely complex, extremely complex. It is made for many, many, many small batteries with very complex BMS, and their BMS forbids to any recharger that is not the one designed for, by Renault or a standard column. They forbid the charge for safety reasons. So first of all, our system, our cat for um, cars and mobility has not been yet certified for mobility, and and it will be not simple to make the certifications for mobility, and because cars have lithium batteries that are dangerous for themselves, and we all know what happened to me 1 year ago because now I told it, and so there will be issues that will take time for the certification, but the only client for that kind of application can be a car manufacturer,
Right.
because because nobody else can buy that kind of product that is much more expensive because it has a very complex electronics, very complex electronics, and has a bigger load because for safety reasons needs a, a how can I say, needs a chorus, needs something like a safe around that can contain fires, explosion, etc. As everybody knows, happen not you know happen not rarely in normal electric cars with normal lithium batteries.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is not new that a lithium uh, battery car takes fire.
Yeah.
It is all but new
So, why did you start your first demonstration with the most complicated application?
because if you are able to jump 10 meters, you are also able to jump 2 meters.
Okay. All right. Um, what what can people do to help you reach more people?
Uh, what is very precious is the mouth to mouth advertising because it's the most credible. And everybody, I think, if they belong to the 95% that congratulated us, their mouth to mouth advertising, it will be very precious, very effective. If they belong to the 5% that do not like what we do, they can just to do whatever they want.
But so far, I have not seen this your presentation covered in any of the mainstream media in any country. Um,
It is true, but we did not contact the main media. We did not contact the main media. We just, if some main media writes, we are here. But as well as we prefer to stay away from politics, we also prefer to find more direct channels to our customers. Anyway, if some major journalist calls us, we will be happy to answer.
okay. Okay. Um, so the big question that I think many people are asking is, when do you foresee reaching the target and starting production?
Due to the context we are processing now, if I say something, if I say what I think, I will be submerged by. So as soon as possible, I hope it will matter of months,
Okay.
not 1 month,
Right.
month.
Right. Right. So, I'm assuming then you will announce when you're ready for the next demonstration.
Of course. First
And
of all, first of all, to you.
first of all, to me. Okay. All right. I appreciate that. Well, Andrea Rossi, thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you for having me.
I wish you the very best, and we'll keep following your journey.
Thank you very much, and good luck with the Couture.
Thank you. Bye bye.